What's going on, everyone? Jared Sandler here with you. I know it's been a while since we've done a Rangers video, but figure we get back on track. Was out of town for a little bit, so appreciate your patience and uh, some Rangers random facts and tidbits and nuggets on the Twitter thread at Jared Sandler. There's a running thread that goes back to, gosh, I want to say mid-December. Starting with a really deep dive into Corey Seager and what makes him so special and so tough, or at least one of those things. And haven't done it every day, but throughout the last month and a half or so, been just throwing out some tweets. Some of them are just random fun nuggets. Others are more analytical. And earlier today, here on this Friday, posted something about Nick Solak, trying to cover a lot of different players and, elements of the team and whatnot. And one of the things we discussed throughout last year with Nick Solak was his ability to hit velocity. It was something he had in 2019 when he made his major league debut. He struggled in 2020 with velocity. Both 19 and 20 small sample sizes. Last year was the biggest sample size of his 3 seasons as a Major League Baseball player. And while, he by no means was dominant or anything with velocity, he certainly was a quality hitter in some respects when it comes to velocity. Now, let's just start with this. This is a big year for Nick Solak, as it is for, a lot of guys who have been getting regular opportunities the past few years. But now with the additions of Marcus Semien and Corey Seager and just the general idea that the Rangers are now really starting to move forward, and it's not going to be, hey, we're buying time until we're trying to contend, and guys are just going to, get opportunities to see if they can sink or swim. Now it's kind of, hey, you've got to show that you can swim to be in the lineup. So I don't know where Nick Solak's fit is going to be. He'll probably have to bring outfield back to his repertoire, maybe playing some left field, DHing. Obviously injuries always come up, so maybe there are opportunities for him along the infield. But, for Nick, no matter where he's playing, it's never really been about the glove. It's about the bat and the potential for the bat to do special things. He had a tremendous run in the minors on his way up to the big leagues, and he's shown flashes. His ability to go the other way with power is something that stands out. His ability to hit velocity stands out. He has tough at bats. His contact rate and the exit velocity, some of those numbers have been promising, but at the end of the day, in 3 seasons as a big leaguer, the overall results probably not where he wants them to be. Now, velocity is such a huge part of the game, right? So you can find the numbers on Twitter at Jared Sandler, but against 95 plus, against fastballs and 95 plus, Nick Solak this past year was better than the league average in batting average, which we know is not the end all be all stat, but is noteworthy. 10 points better than the league average. And then WOBA, weighted on base average, which is a metric that a lot of front offices use to evaluate offensive production. There's not one catch-all stat, but it certainly is close in that regard. You can go online and see some of the descriptions and the explanations, definitions of WOBA, WOBA, weighted on base average. But suffice to say, it's a stat that a lot of evaluators value, which, to me, you can give me any acronym, ZQ plus 97T, and tell me it's this fancy schmancy stat. What I want to know is, A, what does it measure? How do you get to that measurement? And then I also kind of want to know, hey, do coaches, do front office evaluators, do they value this statistic? Is it something that they believe helps them determine the differences and abilities between, various players? And WOBA is one that a lot of front offices value. I'd say every front office really values it. It's one reason why it's become a more mainstream statistic. Maybe not in the traditional sense, but it is becoming talked about more and more. And you're starting to, if you're reading articles, hear it referenced or see it referenced more often. Nick Solak's WOBA against 95 plus fastballs was about 14 points better than league average. Now, at the end of the day, you can be good at one thing, and if you're not good at the rest, then the rest of the, the baseball world is going to figure that out. And it's not fair to say that Nick Solak's not good at the rest, but, one of the things that Nick has struggled with is the non-fastball stuff. His hands, he's able to get the velocity. Last year, struggled with breaking balls and off speed pitches. Not only the batting average, but there really wasn't a whole lot of slug either. He slugged fastballs. He hit fastballs for average. He didn't really hit breaking balls for average, although it wasn't a horrible average, but there really wasn't much slug. And same with off speed pitches. So, for Nick, it's the ability to hit fastballs is important. Now it's maybe building a more complete picture. And then it's simply for Nick, when he gets the opportunities to play, which might not be every day. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But if it's not every day, he's got the tough task of, in those opportunities, earning more and more plate appearances, earning more and more playing time. So it's going to be a big year ahead for Nick Solak, someone who I know a lot of people in the organization really believe has the bat to be an everyday player. And now it's about putting it together. That's a little bit on Nick Solak. We tweeted about the fastball stuff. The numbers are there. If you want to look, we'll talk to you later. Have a great weekend. Hope everyone is staying warm and staying safe.